Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Thursday and welcome to the Pagan Housewife. Memorial Day is just around the corner. More than just a long weekend or the cultural starting point of summer, Memorial Day is about honoring those who died in consequence to military service. This day came into being after the close of the Civil War in 1865. More soldiers died in that war than had previously in any U.S. war, and it made establishing national cemeteries a matter of necessity. Once those came into being, and by the late 1860s, Americans all over the country, likely independently, sometimes people would come together as a community, but the decision was made to begin a tradition of visiting the graves, maintaining the sites, leaving flowers around this time of year. And for many visitors, this was a solemn and a prayerful occasion, which makes sense because in the late 1860s, the people buried who were being visited, they were the immediate family members of the mourner. So it was a fresh wound. Now, before Memorial Day became an official federal holiday, it was called Decoration Day for obvious reasons, as people were bringing flowers to the graves. Actually, my great grandma Elaine still called it Decoration Day when she was alive, as did most people in her community. Originally, this day focused upon those who died in the Civil War, but since that time, it has come to encompass those who were also lost in World Wars I and II, as well as those who died fighting for the United States in subsequent conflicts. Memorial Day became an officially recognized federal holiday in practice in 1971. And it is a bittersweet occasion because it is a proper time for reflection, but it's also a time to celebrate the blessings that the dead fought to create and protect. There's thankfulness mixed in with the sorrow for those who are no longer with us. Each year, there's a nationwide moment of silence to be held at 3 p.m. local time on Memorial Day, and this is a fitting thing to do. Those who did give all for our benefit deserve ongoing respect. This is an evolution of ancestral veneration, and it's good that there is a common modern practice that still exists that recalls that older practice. It is a good thing. But after that moment of silence and reflection and visiting the graves, after that comes the parties and the barbecues and the opening up of swimming pools. Part of the respect for the dead is enjoying the life that their sacrifice enables us to live. And if we're just going to be miserable, then it really is a slap in the face for all that they fought for. They weren't fighting so that we could be miserable and sad. They were fighting so that our way of life could continue and so that we could be joyful in it. This is also an excellent occasion for the emblems of the nation to be brought out on patriotic display. It's not unusual where I live to see flagpoles and front of houses and on front of various buildings. But when it comes to times like Memorial Day, that's when you start seeing things like bunting and other patriotically themed decor. And it's really beautiful. And it reminds the community of something that unifies us. And now for the make it pagan part. Respect for the dead and respect for warriors has always been the norm in both ancient and modern paganism. So it's perfectly natural to express that veneration at a time when our culture already has the habit of honoring them. Leaving flowers as a form of offering. And in some cases, although do be careful and be mindful if you're in an area prone to fires, but if it is safe, it might be possible to burn a stick of incense as a gesture of respect, or make other kinds of offerings. Meditating or praying at grave sites as a form of remembrance is a quiet and a dignified way to infuse a touch of paganism into the holiday. This would also be an excellent time to perform ritual honoring gods associated with war and gods associated with keeping the dead, acknowledging the role that they play in the cycle of existence and its value, and asking them to favor those departed warriors who have yet to be reborn. That's something we could absolutely do and contribute to this occasion. And when it comes time in the day for picnicking and other such like, making up a plate for a family member or friend who died in the service, it's another gesture of gratitude for their sacrifice. Usually we do something pretty similar at Samhain, but as Memorial Day is a cultural observance, it is fitting to adapt that custom for this particular occasion. Another gesture of respect is to practice the virtues the fallen soldiers died for. One of the reasons why our society is in such a dreadful state is because people stopped behaving like Americans. They stopped believing in the value of American principles. So, making the decision to embrace those principles and live them gives meaning to the sacrifices of soldiers who fought for freedom. And if you are part of a group of local pagans, you could actually come together en masse before the actual day, maybe help up any effort to tidy up local cemeteries or war monuments, maybe even help raise money for a charity for local military families who lost a loved one and are in need of support. Making visible gestures of this kind, that not only brings favorable attention to pagans as a religious group, but it also humanizes us. They see people who are not pagan, they can see that we care about the sacrifices made, we honor those who we lost. We may have had those we lost ourselves. There have been plenty of pagans who were in the military, and essentially, it provides a point of connection. And especially right now, yeah, I think it's pretty prudent to be reminding people of the common connections that we have. So that is what I have for you this week. Let me know about your own plans for Memorial Day in the comments, or come share what you're going to be getting up to at Blackbird's Brew on Gilded. Link in the description box to join us. And well, we hope to see you there soon. But that will do it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye.